welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Okay, so I actually had never heard of Terrifier or Art the Clown until this year, and because they have the part three, well, maybe not part three, but the third movie. It's actually in theaters, right? So that was my first time hearing about it. So I was like, okay, well, let me see about maybe starting over at the beginning. So I watched The Terrifier. That's what I'm going to do this review on. And then I found out later on that All Hallows Eve was actually the first movie, but Art the Clown was in that one, right? Okay, so if you have watched my channel, if you go back far enough, I'm big on horror films. That's my thing. I love it. Freddy Krueger's my favorite, all that. This was even too much for me. It was just so gory. Like, there's this one scene where I was just like, oh my god. They didn't show it, but you can imagine it. The girl was hanging upside down, wearing nothing but her underwear. He took the underwear off. Now, we didn't see any frontal nudity or nothing, but he took I think it's called a hacksaw, where you can use both your hands and cut her in half, starting with her vagina. They didn't actually show, but you knew it was happening, and I was like, oh my god. It was just too much. And I've seen stuff like Hostel. I've seen stuff like Texas Chain Massacre. I don't know what it was about this movie, but it was so gory. I was like, oh my god. The first gory scene they had where the two girls were at the little pizzeria, and he had cut dude's head off and put some candles in the eye sockets or something. It was, if you like blood and guts, this is the movie for you. I don't know what it is. I think because there's no backstory, because I did go and watch All Hallows Eve, and there still wasn't a backstory on this Art the Clown guy, right? Like, why is he like this? He's obviously crazy, right? To me, he's even, as far as clowns go, he's even scarier than Pennywise. And Pennywise is psychotic, especially if you look at the new Pennywise. Like the first Pennywise from the It movie in 1990, I think his scare was more psychological in the movie, whereas the new Pennywise, it's more physical jump scares. Put them both together, and the Terrifier, like, that name is perfect for this movie, because I was like, it's terrifying. I'm not trying to, what's the word, exaggerate, but I'm just saying it was too much for me. And I saw All Hallows Eve, and there was a rape scene in there and stuff. I'm like, that's what put me off. There's one of The Hills Have Eyes. There was a rape scene. Like, I can't get into that. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. Like, I understand it's fake, but watching sexual assault is just not something, even if it's fake. It's like, what I do like about Art the Clown, though, is I do like the makeup, the aesthetics. It's real creepy, but it's like he can look real creepy, but also kind of docile, kind of innocent if he wants to be, which is great if you're a homicidal maniac and you're trying to lure victims in, because you obviously can't come off real creepy, right? I'm interested, even though it was too much, it was gory. It's like, now I feel like I'm invested. Now I feel like I gotta go watch Terrifier 2, which I could not find on Tubi or anywhere else. Terrifier 3 is still in theaters, which surprised me, because movies don't stay in theaters long. They go straight to streaming after like 2 weeks. Who knows, it might have left now, but when I checked yesterday, we'll see about this week. I'm trying to decide, do I want to see that? Because if it's going to be like the first one and All Hallows Eve, I'm trying to decide if I want to see that on a big screen, right? Because I'm usually not the one to cover my eyes during horror movies, but during the Terrifier, there was a lot of scenes where I was like, because I'm like, wow, okay. And I don't think anybody survived that. No, everybody got killed. There was this one girl, she was hanging on to This girl had been stabbed 3-4 times. She was shot in the head. She was shot before that. Even when she was shot in the head, she was still alive. I'm like, wow, you know. She stuck, because I'm like, look, she going through all this, she's obviously gonna stay alive, and no, she didn't. And then the start of the movie, a woman's being interviewed and she was attacked by Art the Clown, and her face looked like, you seen people where they had an acid attack or a really bad burn mark on their face and their skin is, it had melted but began to heal. That's how her face looked. And even that tore me up. And I knew it was makeup. I knew it was, fake for the movie. But I'm like, wow. For this to be considered a quote unquote low budget movie, they definitely did well with the terror part. Okay. This is definitely not a movie I would recommend you watch with young children. I know some people don't let their young children watch horror at all, but I'm talking about they need to be a good 14, 15 and up, in my opinion, because if I watched this at like 7, I probably would have had nightmares and had to sleep with the light on all night. So, but yeah, I know I'm late on that. Like I said, I didn't know anything about this series or franchise until this year. It came out in 2016. That's what it says. So Terrifier, the first one, is on Tubi. All Hallows Eve is on Tubi. Then they had the nerve to make a second All Hallows Eve, which I haven't watched that one yet. That's on Tubi as well. Don't know where the second one is, but the third one is in theaters. So I think I'm invested, man. And I'm probably going to go ahead, if it's still in the theater this week, I'm going to go ahead and check it out. So if you can stomach watching a Terrifier, go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think I'm over exaggerating? Do you agree with me on it being a little too much? Let me know. All right, shout out to my 89 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well who are not subscribed, but you know you can by hitting that button for me. Like, comment, share, all that jazz. Peace and blessings to you all. Until next time.